Good evening. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you tonight, but I'm up in Alaska campaigning to retake the U.S. Senate and to retire Harry Reid as Majority Leader. But please know that I'm with you in spirit, and I'm lifting each of you up in prayers this evening. Thank you for gathering together tonight to lift up our nation, and in particular, to lift up Houston, a city so many of us call home. Now, what we've seen in the past month has been remarkable. First, the city of Houston shocked believers across the country when it issued subpoenas to 5 pastors. It ordered them to hand over their sermons and to hand over their notes and letters. And yet, in just a few weeks, we have witnessed what happens when we stand together in defense of religious liberty. We have seen people around the nation defend the rights of pastors and congregations to practice their faith free from the government. And we've seen faith communities across denominations come together and, like the faithful who stood with Nehemiah, say, "Let us rise up and build." 2 weeks ago, when these subpoenas were issued, I sat down with my team and we decided we were going to bring together a freedom rally, the predecessor of the event this evening. Let me share with you an incredible story that will lift you up. Wednesday afternoon, I called my pastor, Pastor Greg Mott at First Baptist. And I said, "Pastor Greg, you've seen what's happened with these subpoenas." He said, yes, he'd been praying about it all morning. Well, I said, "Pastor Greg, we want to hold a freedom rally tomorrow at 11 a.m., Thursday morning at 11 a.m. And I asked him, "Can we do it at the church?" At that point, Pastor Greg began to laugh. And he said, "You know, Ted, the Word tells us God has ordered our steps long before." Over a month earlier, Pastor Greg told me, he had invited pastors throughout the city of Houston to come to his office and pray for the city. He'd sent the invitations long before the issue of the subpoena had come up. Simply, God has put on his heart that we need to lift up the city of Houston in our prayers. As Pastor Greg was chuckling, he said, "The pastors are coming to my office tomorrow at 10 a.m. You know, I was blessed to be able to join those pastors. It ended up being over 50 pastors as we fell to our knees and lifted up the city of Houston. And I'll tell you, it was incredible to hear the prayers of each of those pastors, and the consistent prayer of all of them was, "Lord, please use this assault on our liberty to spark revival, to wake people up to the love of Jesus, to wake people up to the need to preserve our religious liberty." And then, after praying for an hour, over 50 pastors came down to the Freedom Rally with 300-400 Houstonians. We stood together in unity across denominational lines, across racial and ethnic lines, pastors throughout the city of Houston. And together we said, Caesar has no jurisdiction over the pulpit. Together we said, if you subpoena one pastor, you subpoena every pastor. And as a result of the people rising up, hallelujah, the city of Houston had no choice but respond. Just this past week, the mayor announced that they would withdraw the subpoenas on the pastors. Praise be to God. What an answer to prayer. By God's great and mighty hand, our faith once again remains free. But these threats are ever present. They are coming from every direction, and we must remain vigilant. If we speak with a resounding voice, and if we stand for religious liberty, the truth will prevail. Out of the rubble, we will restore the faith that is the rock of this nation. So tonight I want to thank you, because it is the men and women here who have delivered a clear and resounding message to the city of Houston. Tonight I ask that we continue to speak out, but most importantly I ask that we continue to be on our knees in thanksgiving, and that we ask the Almighty Father to guide this nation so that we will always remain a beacon of liberty to the world. Thank you, and God bless you.